league.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got hurt. So I don't know. You tell me.
See, I did my range thing again. So,
Mhm.
player could be
I gotta
high
start
as
doing that.
this, could be as low as this. It makes me feel better about where guys end up getting slotted. Man.
Yeah, I like that. I might have to steal your sauce.
I might have to start doing
Yeah.
that for real. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll tell you right now, real talk. Embiid was one. That wasn't his final placing, but it was one. I'll spoil it, I guess. 1 to 3 is where he slotted for me this season. He
Mhm.
could either be the best center in the league or the third best center in the league,
Oh wow, you don't see a world where he could be
or he
4 or
falls
5.
off. If he doesn't play, then he obviously plummets. But
Yeah.
we're assuming for me, assumption is 55 games this year plus playoffs.
I mean, we had Zion number 3 on our last list, so
We
Right.
did.
I think it's fair for Embiid to be ranked highly.
Okay, I'm trying to ask myself this question, right? So I agree with real talk. The last time we saw Joel Embiid have a more than healthy stretch before he got hurt, he did look like the runaway MVP. My only question is, do I believe for the rest of the season he would have kept averaging more points than minutes? I don't know. I kind of want to give him benefit of the doubt because it looks so easy for him scoring the basketball. Like he was easily the best offensive player at that time to me. I just don't know how real that stretch would have been to, I think, carry on. And for me, projecting it can be scary because I'm not gonna hold you. Not knowing if he's healthy going into the season is already a big enough red flag for me.
I mean, I didn't really see a reason why he wouldn't continue to do what he was doing, but um, I mean, we all know it's kind of like Nikola Jokic at number 1. I mean,
Yeah.
it's whatever. A
Pretty
really
much.
good player and whatnot.
Yeah, I think the thing is even if we give Embiid all those projections, is
Yeah.
it going to be clear cut enough that he's better than Jokic? Jokic has to be worse too. That's the problem.
Oh no, if Joel Embiid is playing like 23, 24 Joel Embiid, I don't care what level. It could have been Nikola Jokic from last year. Joel Embiid would have been better than him.
Yeah, it still would have been a convo though. As much as I want to agree with you, it wouldn't have been clear cut. Like
If
Jokic
anybody
it would have
cared
to be
anything
playoffs.
about, I'm talking about an inkling of the other side of the court, because 23, 24 Joel Embiid, while being that level of a scorer, was still an all defensive level defender as well.
Yep.
So I'm getting arguably a top 5 scoring season ever, what he was doing in that season, and an all league defender. But you'll have niggas like West shake his head because a lob pass to Aaron Gordon, I guess. Like, cool. Cool.
Is he hating a lob pass
I
to Aaron
guess, bro.
Gordon? Wow.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Some people are just gonna be lower on players, and real talk is lower on Jokic than I am. It is.
Yes, some people don't like prime Hakeem. It is what it is. It's tough. But we can get to number 2.
Brian McKee was a great shot right there. But yeah. All right. So for me,
I mean, Tatum actually isn't, that special of a basketball player. Yeah, we can keep going with the list, but it's amazing the rap I get, bro. Like, I don't have a player definitively top 5 who literally is neck and neck with Ant on most days throughout the regular season, and now all of a sudden I'm low on the nigga. Like, that nigga's not as good as you niggas make him out to be. I'm on timing today, man. That nigga's not bona fide top 5.
Okay, Wes.
It's okay for that nigga not to be bona fide top 5. You niggas are gonna stop playing with me in the chat, trying to make it seem like Tatum is stamped top 5. That nigga's not stamped at anything other than having a nice back and niggas dick riding.
Whoa.
That's all he's stamped for.
Whoa.
You all doing that. Hopefully YouTube doesn't strike it. I don't know
Nah.
how early it is in the show. But come
It's all
on,
good.
man.
Nah, you're fine.
Come on, man.
I
Did
didn't
you say he has a
expect.
nice back? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Let it
that's
slide.
Yeah.
what the guys on Twitter. That's what they say. They talk about his back, talk about his tattoo, and they're like, it's other things at play. You know, Drake has a great boy. You is obsessed with me, and it's not on no hetero vibe. That's how y'all are when it comes to Tatum. But back to the list, man. We here to discuss centers.
All right.
You know?
You sure are.
All right. Who do y'all have it to?
This is where Joel is.
I have Wemby at 2.
There it is.
I have Wemby as well, actually, for using projection. I know I just
Yes,
hyped up
brother.
Embiid, but yeah, I don't
This
see him
dude.
being healthy. So
Oh my god.
I'm
he was
not
either
gonna
going to
lie.
be number 1 for me or number 3 if I could get enough people on the number 1 train. But no, Wemby's the second best center in the league right now.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I was fighting everything to say Joel Embiid, but I think the projection just makes it so crazy that I also have Wemby at 2. And that
Mhm.
might be gas. I don't know. But like the stretch I saw him playing before he got hurt, if he's an improved player of that with a better team around him to help boost him, I think that'll boost his case. I think for Joel, he's gonna have to come back. He's gonna have to try to really carry his team a lot more. But I think Wemby is in a unique type of spot. And I think that gives him a projection. If I could like fully count on Joel's health not being compromised, I would probably lean Joel for me. But since I am projecting a little bit, I will go Wemby at 2.
All right, haters, go ahead.
So y'all basically saying Wemby will be sniffing top 5 next season. I mean, sure, but I also don't think that Joel Embiid is the barometer of that anymore. Personally, I just think those days are over. It was fun while it lasted, but I think we're here.
Like I felt like last year he was getting overrated coming into the season, and he began rough, but he was starting to reach what people wanted him to look like right before he got hurt too. So if he's able to carry that steam into this year, I think he can really be like.
They're
Man.
already saying he's going to miss, isn't he? Like, he can't do any basketball activity right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, so they're saying he's
Yeah.
going to be fine, like come regular season, but he's going to miss a chunk of training camp.
What is fine now? Like,
Great
good
what does
question.
that
I
mean?
think available to play 30 minutes. Is he
Yeah,
going to be 100%? Probably not.
I'd be surprised if he ever plays 60 games in a season again. And I
He
think I'm
won't.
closer to like 50 to 55 each year. So, like, as good as he is, no matter, I don't think 50 games of Embiid or 55 is going to be better than Wemby moving forward.
That's fine. I had them basically at a virtual tie, despite
Okay.
what I said. Like I had Wemby 2 to 3, Embiid was 1 to 3.
I don't think that's crazy.
And I
Yeah.
think, and that's the thing. I feel like I know we have our list set up 2 to 5. I think this is where a tier drops. I think the next few guys, I think there's 4 guys that fall into the next tier, but they're just not in this stratosphere of center with the other 3.
I damn near want to change that to. I'll leave it for now. So this is where things get really interesting, right? We
Mhm.
are classifying Cat as a big, but who's at number 4 for y'all this upcoming season? There's no Mobley. There is a, I would say, prominent name here. Who do y'all have at number 4 on this list?
I guess I'll go first. I was between 2 guys, and Cat was not one of them. I was between Zubac and Chet, and I went Zubac.
Okay, Wes, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I wanted to be a homer, but it's like, you know, at some point you just got to call it, you know, the way it should be called.
I came to that same conclusion as well. I have Zubac here. Better offensive player than Chet right now. I know Chet's a better defensive player, but I don't know. He can anchor a defense, an elite defense. He's a great pick and roll partner. Can finish around the basket at a great clip. Really good touch around the rim. Um, can score in post up situations as well. Um, yeah, I like Zubac at 4. Chet needs to get better as an offensive player to pass up Zubac. Chet's very limited offensively, and him attacking a closeout great for 2 weeks didn't move me like it moved some, but you know, uh, I think he has a ways to go.
Yeah.
Newski asked, is the gap between them defensively big between Chet and Zubac?
He actually there is a gap, and I
Oh, that
was
yeah.
There's a gap. Yeah, Chet's a better
1,000.
defender than Zubac.
Yeah, 1,000%. Chet, a healthy season from Chet puts him in depoy, contention.
Hmm.
Even with Wemby, like he probably loses, but still he's right there neck and neck with Wemby. Zubac can play 82 games. I don't think he's in that conversation.
Alrighty, Derek, who you got?
So this is, like I said, this is a tier that I have for low key 5, but really 4 individuals that I think could go in this list. And I'm having a tough time because I see the argument with Zoo. I know we just did our rewatch and I was supremely low on him. But I look at these guys and it's like I'm wondering, what do I need in a given situation? And I don't know that I'm ready to just move Cat completely out of here, because 24-12 with great upside as a bona fide second option and being able to create some offense for yourself is still really important. I get it. It's less important at the center position because we've got so many great guards and wings in the league, but I just don't think he's so bad defensively that he doesn't have a case to be here. And I think Zoo and Chet specifically have like requirements from their playmakers to get any kind of offense. I think Zoo has added a lot more post game, but he was unlocked because of James Harden. Like, that's no secret. Like, he's not the same player without Harden. And I think coming into this year, he's going to have more ball handlers and more attention away. So I'm just not comfortable putting Zoo at fourth. Basically the same reason for Chet. So like I said, it was basically a 4-way tie. I've got Cat as my first name at number 4 here.
Interesting, man.
I'm not mad at that. I just if he was a 4, like with a Rudy Gobert next to him again, like in Minnesota, I'm with you. But Cat at my 5, like as much offensive value he is bringing, like brother, it's tough, right? Even the Knicks this year, like when they went to that double big lineup, because you had a big next to him that could do like the big man stuff, rebound very well, protect the rim, and Mitchell Robinson, like those were some solid defensive lineups. I just think he works best next to another 5. But then again, I mean, he's the best big shooter in the league, especially from 3. Can pass a little bit, like Derek said, the 25 and all, like 25, 11 or whatever, on really good efficiency. I mean, it's valuable. I
To
don't
that
know.
point, real talk, if you put him with, I think he's fine at the 5 if he has the right 4. You put him with Mobley, or if you put him with Jaren
He'll be
Jackson
crazy for
Jr.
Mobley.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
put him with
yeah.
Triple J, I think we're looking at a much. I think we view him in a different scope. But to your point, like his current situation is what it is, and I fall with you all for the most
Oh,
part.
don't you left out a name that covers up great for lacking defensive fives. Aaron Gordon. It's another one does that very
Yeah,
well.
Definitely.
Draymond Green. Why don't
Yeah.
you? I'll just
Yeah.
throw out any name. If we just throwing out names.
so I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say this, right? It's no secret. I'm probably the biggest cat guy up here. Cat had one of the like he had one of the most up and down playoffs because his defense was awful. It was really, really bad, right? But at the same time, in terms of like needing to get a basket, he actually turned up way more for them without Brunson being on the floor in the playoffs. And I think that is something that is inherently valuable. My problem, if I have to project for the next season, is that I don't think the Knicks really improve much with size. I think Yabu's good fit, sure, but if I have to have Brunson as my point guard and Cat, I know my defense isn't consistent, but I could allow the defense to be as bad as it was if he wasn't still doing the dumbass foul shit he does. And I love, like, listen, I love Cat, but it's like, bro, some of these fouls he's still committing in the playoffs bleed so much value. So I kind of flipped in the way that I view Cat. I actually didn't have him as a 5 because I thought we would do the thing with, I would say, Mitchell Robinson. But if we're having him as a 5 on this list, it actually bleeds into his value a bit more for me. And again, he also had, I think, one of his best offensive years ever this year. That could continue on, but his IQ defensively is just so bad. I think that hurts his value. And for me personally, if I have to, I would say take a player and project their upside, I would argue Chet here. I think the reason why I would say Chet is, yes, offensively, he's been limited, but his defense travels at the highest of levels in the playoffs. Specifically, he did a lot of great things all the way throughout that run. And projection-wise, I think offensively, he could be a much more improved version of himself. I'm not a Chet believer in the first 9 games he played last year. Like, I don't think that's fully his version of himself, but I think he could turn somewhere, I would say, in between that. And if he's in between that, that's a very good player.
And you know what? I think I don't know if this is against the rules, but I may switch because I had a projection and then I had like just final alone, like just straight out. And I put Zubac ahead on the straight out, but I put Chet ahead on the projection for the season.
Yeah.
And if that's what we're doing, I'm a fall with Gifted for everything that he said, and for the fact that I think the version of Chet that we saw returning off the hip injury was a more limited version of himself, and given the offseason to get more acclimated with his body, heal up even more, get stronger, because it's really a strength thing that's going on in that hip. Add more fluidity, get more flexible, and bring that back into the regular season now. Mind you, off of a championship, I think sky's the limit, man. So, yeah, I like Chet ahead of him in terms of projection.
I will say this, though. The hardest part of this for me is I was the biggest Zubac guy. Like, I knew he could have a year, and I think he'll have probably another big season. He plays the most games out of both of them, and I think I can rely on that. So, like, I'm willing to buy Zubac at 4. I just think the natural upside of both of these guys offensively, I'm taking over Zubac. Even though Zubac is a very good, I would say, fundamental big man, he can't reach the highs those two can, even though he might have the higher floor sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got 4 guys here in the same tier, so I can't really be upset about any one of them going over somebody else. Chet is a tough one because I think projection's doing the most work out of the guys we've said, because unfortunately, like obviously you had the finals run, which is great, but he had some lows that are,
Yep.
we all saw, and he didn't have a super long regular season. We obviously hope he has that this year, and I do think he's like projecting towards a really good season. But it's tough. Like by that same logic, putting him over a Zubats. I understand like for all the reasons you said about Cat Gifted, why you'd have him lower, and like I said, that's fine. I feel like that same logic is like Zoo doesn't have the same flaws that Cat does, while still being really productive
Yeah.
and being on the same level in a lot of respects that what Chet does. That's good. And another player that may be on this list later, iHeart, also plays with Chet, which helps Chet out quite a bit sometimes. So, and Zoo doesn't have that in LA. So I feel like, again, the situation thing also puts Chet in these conversations maybe a little earlier than he should be.
I'm not mad at Zubac. I mean,
So it's
listen,
tough.
I had him all NBA last year for me. Like, I'm high
Right.
as hell on Zubac. So, I mean,
That's the
I
thing.
can't complain.
I can't be upset. I mean, unless Real Talk wants to shift his vote, I like Chet at 4 just feels a little wrong for me for some reason. I don't know. But
Who? Yeah. I'll. It is hard to ignore like Cat's. Yeah, I'm not mad at Cat. I'll switch my vote to Cat. There's also another
Okay.
name on here that everybody keeps talking about, like Chet, Zubac, Cat.
yeah, there's a fourth name. He was coming up, Real Talk.
There's definitely a fourth name.
There could be a fifth, but because his team it looks like he's going to stink, he's not there. So I think I know who you're talking about.
A fifth.
Yeah, that the fifth one fell out. There's a fourth name that I think belongs in this tier.
If we can, for me, if you can assume health,
Bro said Hayes.
I don't know how we don't talk about Porzingis a little bit.
Oh dear, no! What?
Oh,
No,
poor
no,
Ziggy. Oh, yeah,
no,
no.
no.
Oh,
That's not the name I was gonna say.
I couldn't do Porzingis.
He's the next tier.
Mm-mm.
I know why you say Porzingis because of the like idea of
y'all
what
sleep.
he can do.
Y'all watched the hurt Porzingis this year, whatever he was dealing with. I don't know what that is.
You think 2 years ago Porzingis was better than Chet?
He's so much more of a better offensive player, and even though he's not, I don't know why you're shaking your head to that. He's
I think that's
superiorly
I think that's a jaded.
offensive.
He's a better
I
scorer.
wasn't done making my point, and I think also, like, he's not a Chet level defensive player, but when healthy, he still is one of the better rim protectors in the league himself.
Yeah,
And basically, what the offensive development that you want to see from Chet, a lot of that is already in Porzingis, a stretch five that can shoot out of pick and pop. Like Chet is trying to be that. Porzingis is maybe behind Cat, the second best one at that, and with range. And then he even, I think it was the last season, Porzingis was like one of the best mid range shooters in the league, and one of the best mismatch isolation players in the league. When he got a wing switched on him in Boston, and they played 1-on-1 with him at an elbow, I mean, that turnaround jumper was pretty much automatic. So I don't know. Like if you put healthy Porzingis last year and you replace that, you put him on OKC in the playoffs, like that, do they get worse? I
yes,
think they actually. I don't think so, but
but that
that's fair.
I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so I'm not mad at it. But I think offensively, he's a better scorer. Like, and that deals and divvies in multiple facets of the game offensively. But I think it's scoring that he's better than Chet offensively. I think the passing, I think the better lob threat as well as Chet. He doesn't get that. He doesn't get utilized in that manner. Doesn't mean he's not uber effective when it comes to that. That has more so to do with Shea's inability at times to get him the ball in those settings, and that's what we've seen. Defensively, if you can make the case offensively that they're not close, I think I can do that times two defensively. Defensively,
Yeah, no, then that's definitely
it
where we
pales in
disagree.
comparison.
That's
Yeah,
just
I
where we
mean,
disagree.
I don't think
I don't
anybody.
see there's no data that tracks that Porzingis
He's nowhere
is a
near Chet as a
bad rim
defender.
protector. I'm
I
not
didn't say
saying
he was
that
a
he's
bad rim
Chet though,
protector.
but there's you think there's more of a gap defensively than offensively between those two players
1000%.
at their
Again,
best?
I just told you, Chet is
Absolutely
in the
not.
conversation for best defender in the world. No matter what Porzingis gives you offensively, he's not in the conversation for best offensive player as a big in the world. He's nowhere
That's true.
near that, and his value
But
defensively
that's not how you judge
he's not a
ranges
top 10
on
defender.
anything though.
He's not a top 10 defender in the league. He's not a top 15 defender in the league. His value defensively is nowhere near Chet's. It's nowhere near Chet's, and it's actually really disrespectful to even like throw that out there. I think that's especially in the guise of rim protection alone, because there's so many other facets of defense. What about pick and roll defense?
Yeah, Chet's a better defender. I keep
No,
harping
I'm
on the rim
talking about the
protection though.
gap though.
I harp on the rim protection because essentially that is kind of an archetype what your five is probably going to be doing the most of, and he's still really good at that. I'm not saying yes, I've been saying he's not Chet as a defensive player, but I just think that Chet is nowhere near Porzingis when he's healthy, uh, like him offensively either. I don't see that at all from Chet.
Yeah, I'm
I
fine with you saying that. I'm saying the gap defensively is larger than their gap offensively. But go ahead, Gifted.
yeah. So the one thing I want to harken back to, the upside for Porzingis, if I had to like think about that, would be not first year Boston Porzingis for me. It would really be, I would say, DC Porzingis, where like he was, I believe, top in the league in post up, I think, efficiency, which is cool. I guess I'm just lower on that side of him for like a full overall year being that. Chet also is a better driver than him. And I still think
Bro, y'all
defensively,
can
like,
miss me with that driving, passing shit that he's doing a low volume of anyway. And if I'm pretty sure if you asked an OKC player or coach or anybody that is in that front office, would you rather have
Boban?
Chet, the offensive player, right now, or a simulation of him playing like KP from 23-24 in the regular season as an offensive player, where he's going to be a knockdown 3-point shooter with range and a mismatch killer? They would much rather have that offensive player than the better driver passer guy who takes 5 days to shoot the ball and is not even strong enough right now to capitalize on mismatches consistently when they switch smaller defenders on him. So
yeah, but KP
nah, I'm
always
not
been
hearing
a
it.
yeah, but he
Driving.
hasn't always been a consistent mismatch guy all the time. No, his shit actually really fluctuates. We haven't seen him consistently versus really good defense get to those spots consistently. Like he's not that type of guy. I get that like he had a great first year in Boston, but he never showed that at a high level consistently in the playoffs.
I think the other
So, like,
problem is like Chet. Obviously, everyone up here is assuming that Chet's going to have a better season, is projecting a better season than what we saw last year, including obviously like the playoffs. So that's probably going to get Chet, even at like your highest estimation of Porzingis, that's probably getting Chet closer to that version, assuming you think that version's better. So I don't know. I mean, real talk, are you going to take Porzingis at 4? Is what you're telling me?
Nah, that's not what I was saying. I don't think Chet's
I mean,
at 4 because I don't even think he's. I'm taking Cat and Zubac over him right now.
that's
Okay.
it's kind of where I'm leaning to. Like I said, they're all like I've got 4 guys to me all in the same tier.
so you got Zubac right here, then Derek, for you.
I mean, I voted Cat first, but like that's where I was torn. But I can literally
Okay,
go
where-
Cat or Zoo.
I think I'm between Chet and Zoo for me.
Because originally Wes had Zoo, Real Talk had Zoo.
Yeah.
I assumed you were going to go Zoo Gifted. That's what surprised me when you threw Chet. If we did our original votes, it would be Zoo here because it was 2-1-1.
I'm fine with Zubac making it over. Like I think it's like I'm giving love to the projection side of things because I generally think that Chet, he's not efficient in the way people want him to be, but I still think there's a lot of things that he does that really opens up things offensively for them. And I think if he just improves in terms of his efficiency with that, paired with how good of a player he is defensively, he'll reach that. So that's why I had Chet. I think Zubac has like the higher floor all the way through though. So like if you say Zubac, then I can see that.
Up to y'all. I'm kind of good either way.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. It's hard to see my dog Chet potentially fall to 6, but and y'all maybe lower. Y'all said it's a third, a fourth, and a fifth name in that pool. So we'll see. But I'm comfortable with Zoo being here, I guess.
I still vote for Chet.
I mean, Chet can be the next name. Like I said, that's
I
just that
say
the logic was tough.
Eli brought up an interesting thing in the chat with Bam. I'm assuming
we have Bam as a 4.
Bam
we
is
have
a 4.
Ware as
with
a
Khalil
as
being
5.
5, right?
Yeah,
Bam's a 4. Bam's a 4 for me.
I wanted us to clear up why we did that
Yeah.
for Bam, but didn't do it for Chet, for the chat.
I was told Chet is going to be the starting 5. iHeart's going to be off the bench, but
Mm-hmm.
I heard that too.
I don't know.
Nah,
I said,
same.
yeah.
The chat understanding that was our thought process. That's why we landed where we have with our player pool.
Yeah.
So okay, I mean, if we have Zoo at 4, like I said, I'm fine with Chet here at 5. I'm fine with Cat, and I'll wait on those two. Let's figure out those two. I figure the other name's going to come in last, which I'm not mad at. But
so it seemed like Zubac won out. So like I'll put him here. After Zubac, I would go check. Cause I already had him. People are saying we didn't bring up Sabonis. I think that's where he
there's a reason.
Begins. There's a reason.
Yes, Sabonis in talks with Chet, bro. We gotta stop.
Sabonis.
He's cool, just not here.
Sabonis not finna be better than Sengun next year. That's a fact.
That's a good one.
So I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
know.
Okay, now Chet's at 5.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So Cat obviously was the other name I had, but Sengun was my other name that I think would fall into this kind of tier with Zoo, Chet, Sengun, and Towns. I think are relatively the same kind of player caliber.
I'll go Cat.
Yeah, between those names, I'm going Cat. I think Cat is comfortably better than Sengun. I think all like these 3 players, the last 3 we discussed, I think that's the tier. The next tier is like Jokic. And you could put Wemby and Joel in a tier with them if you want. Doesn't matter to me. Then there's Zubac, Chet, and Cat, and then it's the next tier. So
yeah. I'll redo this real quick because I do feel like after Wemby and a Joel, it does really drop off quite a bit. So like I don't have a problem doing like a whole new tier below that. We'll just call this
I wasn't saying that to drop that, but I mean you still can. I wasn't critiquing what was on the screen. I was saying the conversation around the players. I think after the 5 that are listed, I think there's even Cat would be included in that. But I think there's another tier drop. But if you want to put that tier, so Cat is on the same list with the other guys, I understand that. I understand that.
Okay, real fast. All of us would have Cat right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 All right, cool. Then. Unanimous then. Cat goes here. Okay, now this is where we start to have conversations now. I heard Real Talk say Operation Shagoon's gonna probably be better than maybe Sabonis this season. Who goes at number, I would say 7 here for y'all?
I agree with Real Talk. I had Şengün here.
Not mad at it. It was between him and it was him, Rudy, Sabonis for me. So yeah.
Rudy and Sabonis gimmicks.
But yeah,
No,
I think Şengün, I think he's worthy of this slot. And that's where I had him.
I'm assuming Real Talk has Şengün here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, how about you, Derek?
Yeah, I already said Şengün, man. You really on this Demontis stuff? Buddy, he's next.
I kind of am. I don't think I'm confident in for a full year him being better than Sabonis. I think he can maybe be a better passer, but I think consistently he's not going to be a better rebounder, and I don't think he's going to be a better scorer. It's also tough for me because both players I don't want in the playoffs as my 5. Like I would much rather have Gobert or Draymond, but they're going to produce more, so it's like you probably take them. It's kind of hard for me.
I would rather have Şengün.
Yeah, I mean, we're also projecting here, but he's
Yeah.
also in a way better situation than Sabonis. We're not going to see a Sabonis playoff example this year. I feel good that we're going to get one for Houston, and I feel like for a legit first playoff outing, Şengün wasn't that bad. I feel like he's in a better situation now, and is probably the second most important player on that Rockets team. So,
mind you, them asking him to be like the best offensive player. That
yeah, right.
Şengün
He went
Yeah.
from
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
he went from his advantage creator to being Jalen Green to advantage creator KD. So
You think that helps him make layups?
I think it's gonna be better. Yeah, I mean, like he was definitely selling. I'm not gonna pretend like he wasn't, but it's reasonable to assume he's gonna get back into better situations and making some bunnies that he missed.
I just don't know what he's going to do
You
better
think that
than
improves
Sabonis
his touch?
consistently. Yeah, like
Cause yeah,
I mean, not like drastically, but if the difference is making 2 more of the bunnies that he sold compared to last year, that's enough for me.
yeah. Take the true shooting from 52 to maybe like 55. Yeah. But I think Sabonis, it's interesting. It just depends on what you prefer. Like, I prefer Sabonis, but trying to be unbiased, I went ahead with Şengün and just projecting because I don't think things are looking up for the Kings. And I could see Sabonis really with no one. Like, I just don't know if that team will allow him to really show just how good he is or great, however you want to slice it, like he was in previous years. I'm relying on Dennis, Zach, Malik. Like I hate on Fox frequently, but Fox is definitely to me a better advantage creator than Monk and Schroeder for sure. Even Levine doesn't pass the ball worth a damn. Like he can create advantages with his scoring and his gravity, but he's not a great passer. Not to say that Fox is, but you get where I'm going. So I think Sabonis could end up taking a step back, but I prefer him as a basketball player.
I just don't know what he like considerably does better than him. I just don't get that. Like, he doesn't score better. He doesn't rebound better. I guess he like has a better playoff performance, I guess. But even then, like, he didn't shoot that well. I don't know.
It was his
like,
first playoffs at 22 years of age. I mean, like,
true.
for him to basically have the same statistical output, and I think it's reasonable to assume his efficiency should go up now that he's had that experience, and he's getting a better advantage creator in Durant. Like,
I just think let's just better too, though. Like,
right,
like
22-year-old getting better at 23 isn't crazy. But like the other thing is, like, instead of Jalen Green bailing out possessions, and then like Miles Turner, and now Şengün's taking like tough shots instead. Like, now KD is the bailout. So some of those like awful like turnarounds and like throw it at the basket situations that Şengün had in that series, like now some of those are going to get taken away. So it's going to make his numbers, I think, look better too.
I mean, that's fine, but like in terms of like consistently rebounding the basketball and at the floor being a better offensive player with less higher end talent, I think he still has an argument over him. Like, I hear your point, right? Like, yes, he's young, he could get better, but like, how much better would he like? Okay, what specifically would he do better than him? Is my question. I'm trying to ask that.
Well, number one, I just think he's a more
Better
fluid
defender.
and just better athlete. So I think he's a better defender by a pretty substantial gap, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I just think he just moves better on the court than Sabonis. As far as offensively, I mean, if you want to say, it's even hard to compare. Like, oh, what does he do better on off? Because Sabonis isn't known for like great touch himself. Now he probably had some better touch last year, but like the two situations they're playing in are the antithesis, if that's the correct word, of each other, right? You have Sabonis in the spread, 5-out offense, you know, in Sacramento, and then we're comparing it to like this Şengün guy who has, I don't know, Steven Adams and Amin and Tari Eason on the court at the same time sometimes.
A super yucky situation, and Şengün's taking more shots than Sabonis. I think Sabonis's efficiency is helped by the system that he's in. And I'm fine with saying that he's the hub. I would argue Şengün, even in a yucky offense, was still more of like as much of a hub. I think Sabonis is better at it, but Sabonis is 29, so I'm expecting Sabonis to be a better hub right now than Şengün. But
Şengün was as much in terms of function or effectiveness.
No, function, not effectiveness. Yeah, I'm obviously saying
I don't think that matters because that's not why they win games, and it's not that effective. Like,
I don't think that's necessarily fair. If you, obviously the Houston Rockets' strength is defense and rebounding. Yeah. Şengün is a part of the rebounding. He's not the only part. That's fine, but the Rockets still have to score. So even if it's not as effective as Sabonis, or you want to say Sabonis would be better in Houston, sure. I think you could say that about a lot of centers. If you airdrop them and replace them with Şengün, suddenly their season could look better. But I'm working with what I have, and Şengün last year was the main reason why the Rockets had any kind of offense outside of their defense. So if I want it, like, I get Sabonis is literally better right this second. I'm projecting Şengün improvement and team situation, and therefore bigger sample size.
I guess for me, like, I think they're very similar players. I just feel like the way Houston won games was by getting more possessions than you. And I know for a fact he's probably the best rebounder in the league. I feel like if you put him in Houston,
he is gifted, but is that really is rebounding enough of a trait to put you over?
I mean,
it is when you're in
better
Houston,
offensively, though.
Again, but you're replacing Sabonis with Şengün in that situation. Like, I agree with you that Houston would make Sabonis look better, but I have to work with where they're at the same time.
But
yeah,
I can't do. If your strongest argument for Sabonis is the hypothetical replacement, Cool, but that's the hypothetical that doesn't exist unless
I don't
Sacramento
think that's
trades
our
him
argument.
tomorrow.
I don't think that's our argument. I think we can assess him in Sacramento and talk about what he does well, which is to Gifted's point, speaking on how effective he is offensively, the things he adds to an offense, the way he creates a floor for an offense that by hook or by crook, and we could talk about situation until we're blue in the face, Sengun has not shown the ability yet to do so. Granted, he's much younger.
What floor?
The Kings offense, the entire tenure with Sabonis had a floor of like, I think bottom, maybe like top 12.
Yeah, I mean
Off the top of my
he's
head.
a 5 that conducts pick and roll or dribble handoffs frequently, which brings the
Why-
5
why
out
are
of the
we-
paint.
Why are we
So that's like
poking
inherently,
holes-
yeah, that's
Why,
value.
why are we
But I
poking
mean,
holes in a player?
it
like,
is.
Why poke a hole in that? It's actually this is
Wes,
something
we're
that
at the
he
point where
can
we
do.
have
Because
to
we're talking
nitpick.
about something that's also just functionality of who you're playing for. If Mike Brown didn't deem it feasible to play that way, then he wouldn't be playing that way either.
You do realize that his skill set is a big part of why they're playing that way. It's not like just Mike Brown. He adds something to
His
that
skill set
skill
of what, Wes?
You said what?
His skill set of what?
Being a play finisher, being a great screener, being a great rebounder, being a very serviceable passer for a big. I think serviceable is actually underselling how good he is as a passer. The angles he creates, also like when I spoke to the screening and just how
Yeah.
amazing he is. Who do you think is a better screener between Sengun and Sabonis? You don't think that adds anything to the offense? You don't think that has made guys' lives easier? As also, DeMar, Keegan, and Monk. Look at Monk's shooting off the catch or off the dribble. It's one of the off the dribble or off the catch. He's not good, like not good at all. He's like one of the bottom in the league in one of those facets. So when we talk about the floor, the court, and the alignment in Sacramento, it's not that great. It's not as it's better than Houston for sure, but it's not as good as I think people. Is as good as the offensive numbers say it is. The offensive rating is here. Their floor spacing and alignment isn't like anywhere near that. So I just think it's more than meets the eye. I do think it's a conversation.
I'll
Go
wrap.
ahead.
I'll wrap with this. Like I'm just gonna say, Sabonis. I think it's fine if you want to say Sabonis is literally a better player than Şengün right now. That's fine if you want to put him at 7. Cool. My problem is Şengün, I think, has a reasonable expectation to progress and look better this season. Sabonis, I think, is in or potentially exiting his prime in a worse situation. And I've got a bigger playoff sample of Sabonis underperforming compared to the regular season. Şengün, I could make the case, was relative or the same in his one series I have for a playoff. So that's the thing. You're comparing a 29-year-old to a 22-year-old. So if you want to put Sabonis here, that's fine. I think Şengün's immediately next. Sabonis was going to come right after Şengün for me. So that's where I stay.
Okay. I polled it in the chat because we're tied. Whoever wins that can take the spot. Let me close the poll real quick. Where's the poll at? Is it here? Let me see.
Being young doesn't mean you just get better. No,
That's not what I said.
But you get the projection of going to be as well, though. Like that's just how life works. Unfortunately, it's just a fact.
True.
So,
chat real quick. Get the poll
y'all do
to like
that all
20
the
votes,
time
and then
with
we'll.
the draft process. Oh, if somebody's 18 years old and 7 months, opposed to somebody who's 20 and 3 months, well, I mean, I guess you gotta take the. So it just is what it is. Şengün's better. I don't know what to tell everybody. I'm hearing about screening angles. I don't know.
That's so whack, dude.
Oh, let me ask Gift and Wes if let's Sabonis at 7 because I don't care enough. Who's right after Sabonis?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. My comment.
That's what I'm
was
saying,
about-
man. Like it's not
Screen-
worth
no,
it.
no, no. My
We were
comment was
nitpicking
about
for a reason.
screen.
They're right next to each other.
Well, that's
That's
for
like
y'all.
the whole
He's not. They're not right next to each other for me.
I
I was
mean,
finna
alright, so
go
who'll be next after
Draymond and Kristaps before I said Sabonis.
Yeah, that's just hogwash. That's terrible, dude. Like, that's awful. It's his list though.
The poll is up. Şengün won the poll by 1 vote, so he's gonna make it at
It's
number
almost
7
like
here.
they're comparable.
Where is he's here?
Derek, playoff series starter right now. You either can have Sabonis as your starting center or Draymond Green. Who you going with?
Draymond.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think that's fair
Gifted.
because
Yo,
I'm taking Draymond over Şengün too. I'm just letting you know.
Whoa. Gifted. Same situation. Playoff series about to start. You have a starting center. You finna take Sabonis or Draymond Green?
I'm taking Draymond over both of them.
Okay.
That's not saying
Yeah,
anything.
okay, you could have said that too. Wes, playoff series about to start.
I'm
You taking
not
Sabonis or
entertaining goofy
Draymond?
shit, man. I don't.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Um,
I guess
Not
it's
even
goofy
the
to still be
conversation.
anchoring top 5 defenses in the NBA. I guess
Goofy.
it's
It's a
goofy.
very specific setting.
I
very
guess that's
specific
very
reason.
goofy.
speaking
It
of
is.
Dre,
It
let me
is.
let me say real quick.
If you didn't put Dre above both of them on your list,
I didn't have Dre on the list at all.
Oh, okay.
By the way, didn't think
Oh,
Draymond
At
was
all?
a center.
Yeah, no.
Didn't think he
At
was
all,
a center. Didn't think he was a center.
I think it's the center.
He's been playing power forward the entire time.
Oh.
Like he's been closing lineups at center. I'm aware, but he's listed as a power forward on reference. He played power forward the last 3 years, so I didn't have him on the list.
Our team is weird in that way because last year he played more time at the 5, but our position is just cooked. So it's like, I don't know. Like he dead ass had him out there starting at the 5 for like a good chunk of the season. So for me, it's like,
Let's
I don't
assume
know.
Horford signs tomorrow because I've been told that for 3 months.
for
Is
3 months, right?
Is
Yeah.
Horford your center or is Draymond? Does it matter?
Horford would start at center. I don't think he would play the lion's share of minutes there, but he would start at center. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't have Draymond on the list. So I mean, if you guys want to throw him in, like, that's cool. Draymond's around here somewhere, but there were a couple names I was gonna say beforehand anyway.
I'm down to move him at the 4 because of that. Because it's like we dead ass don't know how the team's gonna really go because they haven't signed a big yet. So I don't know. But that, I'm not mad at that.
Stop making me believe, Derek. I'm tired of
Stop
being
making me
delusional.
believe.
What? Okay, so is Sabonis next then, or real talk? Did you want to throw Porzingis back in here?
If all of y'all are ready to go Sabonis, then it is what it is. The left-handed bandit gets on the list.
Yeah. I would vote for him as well.
All right.
Talking about these floors he provides. Where's that floor in the playoffs?
How do you hate on Sabonis more than
crumbling
Şengün?
down.
They damn near the same.
Guess that's a weak ass floor he built and weak foundation to begin with.
That's enough to get in. So the next name I was going to throw in was Porzingis. I think Atlanta's a cool situation for him. I think he's going to get some help from Okongwu to like split up like some of the big responsibilities, but I don't know. I think I like Porzingis here.
I got Rudy here. I feel like last year was an up and down year for him. He had to go through, I would say, a couple of injuries. Offensively, he probably had, I would say, one of his worst stretches for sure. That's fair to say. I just think that defensively, he still provides a ton of value there for that team. And I say last year's more of an aberration in terms of games played. I do think he's falling more and more and more and more and more. If I had to maybe do the same list maybe 2 years ago, he's like, I would say top 5 probably. So right here, I would have Gobert.
I reacted to a graphic I saw last year. I think it was either towards the end of the regular season or during the playoffs. And it showed that Rudy Gobert was making 37% of his layups. So give me Kristaps Porzingis. Thank you. I mean, at some point, you can't just not catch, can't finish, and like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, the defense is not what it used to be either.
Like,
I just think I know what I'm gonna
I'm
get
good,
from
bro.
Gobert compared to KP because I know he's gonna play. I know he's going to have my defense be a very good defense. Offensively, he will leave a lot overall to be desired, but I know what I'm gonna get. I don't know what I'm gonna get with KP. That's why I had him lower on my list.
But you're projecting health, though, right?
Well, yeah, I am projecting health, but in terms of like what I'm gonna actually get from this version of KP, I don't know.
I mean, if I told you you're getting a combination of Wizards KP from, was it almost 3 years ago now, and 2 years ago Boston KP versus this year's Gobert, does that sway you?
I think I would project Gobert to be slightly worse than the year before last version, and that version was damn near all NBA defense for me. So it's like I think I would still value that because of the way he can like raise the entire team's defense up that high. So I would still lean Gobert probably.
Yeah, seeing that we left Bam and Dre off. If we're like, are we including Dre now, or are we still?
Up to
No,
y'all.
Bam and Dre are going to be at the fours.
Was Draymond on on your lists?
I had him on mine, but I moved it out because of.
Yeah, I'm comfortable
You know.
with Rudy here. I think Rudy's defensive value is better than the rest of the guys that are left. Like,
Right.
in terms of overall, like the value he provides defensively just makes him a better bet to me at 9 than the rest of the guys left.
I think there's a genuine argument you can make to say you would take Porzingis over Rudy Gobert. I'm not mad at that. I would just rather have Gobert.
Why would you rather have a player who is less valuable and less available? That don't make sense.
I mean, I think this is the floor versus ceiling argument. I mean, I hear you on the Gobert availability, and I'm definitely not going to push back on who's the better defender.
I'm talking about KP.
I know what you're talking about. I'm saying, yeah, in comparison, I hear you on why you like Gobert, but I mean, Real Talk already brought it up. Like, we know Gobert's weaknesses, and they are, if KP like is a mystery box for games played, Gobert's not a mystery box for what's going to happen in the playoffs, and that's kind of what's killing me on like keeping him higher and higher and keeping him on this list. Like, I agree, you know, he's had some moments in the past couple playoffs with Minnesota, but I mean, I don't know that it's going to stay like this. I think there's two names I have above Gobert at this stage, and Porzingis is one of them. And I think it's not crazy to say like Atlanta's in a nice situation for Porzingis for the reasons I said earlier. I don't know. I just like, I guess it's taxing, but I have to tax this offense.
I don't know how a bigger question mark could get the benefit of the doubt when in comparison to a player who, though we know your weaknesses, we also know your strengths. We know that you're not as big of a question mark. And I think, like, for what it's worth, Porzingis, when has he ever aided a floor? Like, when has he ever aided anything? It took the best basketball situation of his life and most of those players' lives on that team for him to realize his potential. How much stock am I putting?
He's more of a ceiling guy for me.
He was good. He was good in Washington the year prior.
Yeah, he was good. I'm not saying he wasn't a good player. I'm talking about overall value.
But I think you're taking like the career argument. I'm only taking this upcoming season where they're at. Like, whose career I rather have, or like long term. Like, that's fine to say Rudy. I get that. But I'm looking at next season. I don't know. I feel like that's rewarding resume more than next season. I don't know. I feel like we are in the next crop of players. So again, like, Gobert's around here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not too mad either way. I think this is a fair conversation to have, honestly.
like if Gobert could just finish around the basket a little better, or had like any kind of offensive move that I could trust, it'd be so much easier. Like his free throws have improved. That's cool. That's something, but I don't know. I mean,
I really hope. I see I have to add Porzingis to my propaganda list this upcoming season. That's going to be fun. Hopefully, he can stay healthy.
Oh no, he's already there for you.
Yeah, because I think we're mightily like the fact that this is even a conversation. Respectfully, like I don't know. Ready to go Bear.
Every player you like is ass. That's crazy.
Scoop fan, by the way. Scoot fan.
Ooh. Hey, Wes. Hey, man.
No,
Hey, man.
I think you know, I fuck with talk. We're just drastically different with some of our philosophies, and I think some of his reasoning, it's just like, okay, Porzingis looks better. He's not more effective as a basketball player. He's coming off of 2 seasons where he wasn't dependable. He's only getting older, and somehow all of a sudden, like, I don't see how you could rank him ahead. I think, say, hey, I expect him to be better, but I don't see how he could be ranked ahead right now. I think that's wildly disrespectful to Rudy. Rudy has earned the right to be seen as a better basketball player. Like, he's more available, he's more valuable, he's more consistent. Everything works in his favor. He's just a bad offensive basketball player. I don't know that makes me say I prefer a player who's never available, who's also inconsistent, and and is less valuable. He's just less valuable. KP is not as valuable, even when he's on.
I think the way that, like, I'll put it, Derek, is KP is a ceiling raiser on a very good team. Gobert has been the floor for multiple years, and we've seen, like, those teams will have.
Okay, and haven't we come to the realization that it's more like the better player is the ceiling raiser and not the floor raiser? Like I thought we came.
I
to
agree
that
with you on the
conclusion as a
higher ranks. I don't
basketball
agree
community.
at this rank.
Nah.
No. So, like, I don't agree with that at the higher ranks. Fine. Down here, I value floor more.
1,000%. Rudy's been to the Western Conference Finals 3 times in his career. As undoubtedly a top 2 player on his team for like 2 of those.
And like, I'm sorry, but with KP, I don't even know if I would say he's a better ceiling raiser either, because he wasn't healthy for Boston.
Get to stop stealing arguments from the chat, please.
I'm not. I'm dead as ask you this.
Gifted,
right?
stop reading.
Right. But like, I don't think it's crazy to have that real conversation, because in terms of like what we expect from KP, he gave them a very good season. Yes, he was the ultimate bailout for Boston to me, but he barely played the whole run. That's fair to say.
I get it. I don't know. It's like I said, this is the next tier. I feel like I'm not mad if Porzingis slides. I really don't have a dog in this fight. It's more of just like, I don't know.
The 7-footer that can't catch and finish above 40% at the basket, I guess, is just the player that nobody can be better than, because defensive ratings on really good defensive teams. I mean, fairs.
I mean, that has value. That's the like.
No, it does. No, it has value, but at a certain point, it's like
he's nice on our list.
I'm not looking at all them, man. Fuck them offensive net ratings and like, bro. I'm watching Rudy Gobert, bro. Very effective defensive player. Do not get me wrong. Like, one of the best rim protectors still in deterrence in the league to this day. But like, bro, he can't catch and finish.
I mean,
like,
he's also
one of the reasons why their offense is stuck continuously with him on the court.
I think Naz Reid not being
one of the reasons why OKC could guard Ant like that.
Okay, like, I think Naz Reid not being a phenomenal rim protector and their defense falling off a cliff when he's not in the game is a big part of it. They don't have an answer for that. And that's been multiple runs, by the way. Every time he's off the floor, their defense goes to shit. So that's part of you raising the ceiling and the floor. With Gifted.
I didn't say he's the primary reason the offense struggled, but it's also he's also players. One of the reasons why it can't get better with him on the court. But go ahead.
I'm saying, I was just saying, like, their defense falls off the cliff with a bunch of good defensive players still on the court for a lot of those lineups. Like, a bunch of defensive value from a lot of guys who can do a multitude of different things, can add defensive value. But as soon as Rudy goes and takes a seat, everything goes downhill on that side of the floor. And it's been shown like that actually hurts the team more than his offensive woes. I think, to your point, to get over that hump and get to the finals, that's where we're having a conversation. But if I can get to the Western Conference Finals with Rudy, and if you put KP on that team, and make, again, not always the best, way to go about assessing things, because scenarios, are not always just even. They don't serve everyone's skill sets the same way. But if you put him on that team and you put Rudy on that Boston team, Boston has a better chance at replicating what they were able to do. They just have to switch it. It won't look the same, but they can still get to their destination. KP in Minnesota, they have no shot. They have no shot. No shot whatsoever, bro. And I think that value can't be understated, man. But it seems like we already have. I think the chat may have to vote, because didn't both of them pick KP and we picked Rudy?
I believe so. I'm gonna poll this one. KP versus Rudy, and then y'all can just say who y'all got, and then we'll see who's next. KP, Rudy in chat, and then we'll post that here. All right, chat, real quick. Run that vote up real quick. Maybe get it to I think 15 or 16, and then we can move on. That's fine. He's right for me. I just played with a Kenny Luft. Yeah, so he's on 2K. I feel that. Eli said, did Rudy stop the Jazz from being the? I mean, to be fair, that's way, way, way back. But I feel your point though. All right, we had 12 votes right now in the poll. It's tied again right now, 7-7. Let's see here.
Well, there it goes.
All right. And there it goes.
The French win again.
Where's Gobert? Yeah, here. All right, so we're at 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the last spot here for the top 10. So I think KP probably goes here. I haven't heard anyone mention another big here, right?
Eli is dead trying to tell me in the chat that Rudy Gobert does not hinder the Timberwolves offense. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're watching two different sports. I guess I don't really understand what you're.
Is that the point you're trying to make?
Eli, can I ask, are you on mobile or are you at a computer?
Yeah, I guess I'm saying that if you can read. Hang on.
You're typing quickly. It's not. Damn, am I going to flame you? Just answer the question.
Okay. Bro, did Rudy stop the Jazz from being the? Okay, so I guess he's saying he might hinder it, but not to where you can't have a good, strong offense with him on the floor.
That Jazz situation is not a normal situation. That Jazz team was full of shooting. They played with pace. Everybody could dribble, penetrate off of a closeout, and make the correct decision with the ball. Damn near everybody could shoot. It's not a normal situation as far as because wasn't it? It was Donovan, and they have Bogdanovich over there. Joe Ingles was a really good offensive player at that time too.
Yeah,
it was
Mike Conley before he was washed.
Mike Conley was there was some real offensive talent on that team. So I don't look at the names you're saying. It's not about the names. It's about the skill set and how they're playing. It's not just about the names.
I mean, it kind of is both. I think your point with the skill set point is very true and spot on, but at the same time, when you are dealing with like the breadth of talent and like they didn't have a bona fide, like they didn't have a top 15 guy. I think for a lot of people they didn't have a top 20 guy. We could debate about that, some other time. But a lot of people didn't even feel like D Mitch was a top 20 guy back then. And with that being the case, we're looking at a team that had to have an offense built with Rudy taken into account to still have that level of success. And that's very rare. You don't have that level of success most of the
I'm not
time.
giving Rudy Gobert much credit for them being the second best offense in the league.
No,
I
think
definitely-
he's saying it doesn't.
I definitely think
take
he added
away.
to that though.
Yeah, and the screening did. The rebounding as well, even though he couldn't finish when he got the rebound a lot of times. Like, yeah.
I think they just did a great job of managing how to win regular season games. Because they knew they could funnel to Rudy Gobert, which allows him to.
Does that
And
have to
him
do with
being
offensive
an all time great rim deterrence is the reason why they can get away from him, like get away with it. So he deserves the credit for the defense, but being able to play like Joe Ingles and Bogdanovich and D Mitch at the same time, because they're such offensively slanted players. Like that's why they were a good offense. They like I know those aren't all-star caliber names, but these are really good offensive players that I'm listing right now. But that's their NBA skill. That's why they're in the league.
Yeah.
But they can't guard. But if they could funnel to the best rim deterrent this generation and still have a plus, and I think the Jazz team even a few years had like a top 5 defense, then I mean they can get away with that kind of lineup construction. But
I mean, but like the problem with that though is at the time Gobert, his main problem was self-creation versus the bigs, right? But in terms of just like actually converting those shots and baskets, he did that at a higher level back then, and he still had certain defensive tilts where he could still make it viable. Like he didn't stop that team from being that good, which I would say if his offense was that terrible, they shouldn't have been a top 2 team because those names are cool. They're not like elite offensive talents. They're good offensive talents. I think those are 2 different things to me.
Yep.
But hey, I think right here after Gobert, we have KP. I heard someone mention Jared Allen. I would have KP right here for me.
Yeah, Allen was the other name, but I had Porzingis over Allen for this upcoming season.
Interesting. I did not. I had Allen. But
Okay.
there, so it doesn't matter.
It might be biased out of me, but I think for me, I want to see Jared Allen be a better performer next to Mobley in the playoffs. I think for the regular season, I do know what he's going to be able to contribute more, but I think that Porzingis can have real impact on the Hawks. I do believe that.
Who would have more success next season if you put Porzingis on the Cavs or put Allen on the Hawks?
I think that question really is why can't Mobley do what he does? Which I mean,
right? No, but let's just pretend everything's the same. Put Porzingis on the Cavs and put Allen on the Hawks. Who looks like the better player?
I ain't gonna lie. Trae Young would make Jared Allen look crazy though.
Yeah, that's
kind of.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I think of Marco Allen regardless. Especially, yeah. I just when we get to centers, because so many like their skill sets, even what they are good at offensively, it doesn't shine through, and that's not what we care for in most of our centers. I look at centers just the value position more often than not. Yeah, and I think these guys that I have over KP, the reason I'm low on KP, I just don't think he's that valuable right now. For a multitude of reasons. So yeah, I would still go Allen. But hopefully that changes. Hopefully I'm wrong, you know.
I think I lean KP here primarily because I don't think Jared Allen is a better offensive player. I also don't think defensively he's the best defender on his team. I think he does play a very traditional role that's important, but I also saw him get burnt on multiple I would say pick and roll coverages in the playoffs. So I'm a little in between on that. I'm gonna go with him though.
Real talk. I'm assuming Porzingis.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
let
So
me,
number 11 is Allen. Cool.
I think Jared Allen is good here. I can't think of anyone else I had. Right here on my list, I had him right here, so that's fine with me.
He was bad in the playoffs.
It was bad.
Really bad.
I mean, my thing is, who else would you argue for right here, though?
The next name I have is Miles Turner. So
Yeah.
that's it. But I like Allen more as a floor player.
There's Miles and Klingon next for me. Like in this
Interesting.
conversation, that could be argued.
A Miles Turner versus Jared Allen. I had Jared Allen over because of the floor, even though I was very, I would say, disappointed with the playoffs. I do think Miles Turner with Giannis could look crazier. But I also think that like the clean looks he got off of Tyrese aren't going to be the same.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Obviously, his defensive value really just comes in the form of shot blocking. He's not actually that valuable defensively. Offensively, he has value, but you know, very hit or miss. You know, very hot and cold. Excuse me. So yeah, I had Allen over Miles, so I'm not mad at that.
Bet okay. So then I guess you would have Jared Allen here. I think Real Talk has to actually dip out here, but for you, Real Talk, right here, where would you have him?
Who?
Allen.
Allen, where he is. I even though that bad playoff showing, I'm still saying he's better than Miles Turner, but Miles Turner would be next for me. Then Duran.
I think Duran's a good name to bring up. I think I had Duran, and I think at like 14 for me.
Same.
Yeah.
It's a guy in Portland who I put over. We'll talk about him as some.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. I had one
Cleveland's
more name
around
before
15th.
that.
He's around 15th area. But yeah, those were my last few.
Who I'm sure didn't make you off.
Bet. I bet it up.
I
I'll
will
play
see
Miles
you
Turner.
good fellas soon.
Yeah,
All right, brother.
absolutely. Catch you later.
Happy Labor Day to everybody.
Facts.
Absolutely. Happy Labor Day, bro.
Don't get too oiled tonight, man.
Don't get too well tonight. It's funny. Okay, so then we have 3 more spots here, and then honorable mentions to get through here.
Oiled is a
So-
term for drunk, L dog.
It is. It is. It's not what you think it is. Okay, here's my question, right? For y'all, did anyone think about Aiden in this range right here?
I did not.
I want you
In
to
the
say it.
range, yes. Here, no.
Okay. So here, who did you have? I know Wes said he had some prop to push for, I believe, Klingon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Klingon is my 13, so it's perfect for me.
Yeah, my next guy was iHeart. So I would say iHeart, and then
Oh,
I'll open the
that's
floor.
wild. Dang, I gotta adjust. I left him off the list. Bad.
I did too.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I would adjust that. Then I would put iHeart at 13. I would have put iHeart maybe a little bit higher, but it's okay. 13 is cool. Cause
I think iHeart at 13 is okay.
Yeah. A lot of deficiencies.
A lot.
That's interesting.
iHeart has a lot of deficiencies.
Yeah. I think for sure. I think he changes, and I mean it's specific to the team he's on now. I think because Shea isn't he doesn't rely on the pick and roll the same way Brunson does and did. It changes his overall effectiveness, and
True.
if he were in New York, I would love him a lot more still. And he would have been even higher. Like he would have been higher on my list for sure. But in OKC, we just utilize him differently, and he's not nearly as valuable as I think he was in his previous setting. But he's still valuable.
I think Mark doesn't use him enough in some respects. I didn't care for how they got away from dribble handoffs quite so much during the playoff run. I think that would have made iHeart's usage look a little bit better than him just kind of floating around a little bit. But fair enough. But yeah, this is where I'd iHeart. I feel like I'd go iHeart and then I'll listen to the other guys.
I have a guy at 15 that people are gonna say I'm very irrational for having, and I can't even fight you on it. Like, I will be that for him.
Is he old?
Yes, he's old.
No.
We have the same guy.
Oh, bro.
Listen, man, I'm sorry, bro. That impact was moving me, bro. Sorry,
Oh
bro.
my
Sorry.
goodness. He's
But-
old. It's okay to have some new blood. Like, okay, I don't know if you need to go find a picture. Is he up here? iHeart? I don't think so.
Oh, no, but that's fine. I'll find his picture real quick.
All right, so Wes, while Gifted does that, the next name you were gonna say was Duran after iHeart.
Yeah, but now it would be Klingon. But yeah, Durham was my 14th originally.
Oh,
I had during the
see.
14 too.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
ESPN.
Yeah, the only other two name. That's
I'm taking
that's
Duran.
the same tier.
I think I'm taking Duran over Aiden, bro.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah.
Now maybe
It's having
okay.
a tough time.
Maybe I'm just hating because, to be fair, I do think Aiden is better offensively, but I think the upside that we saw last year from Duran heading into next season could really catapult him because I think he's way more athletic than him. And like he can do some things, I think, defensively, but he still hasn't like fully, I would say, brought in all the way there yet. But that can happen, you know. But Luka might really just make him look crazy. So it's like I can't, you know. I
Gifty,
can't on that.
Can you tell me, since you watched the most Pistons games here, why was Duran not playing more minutes this past season?
A lot of it was JB adjusting to the roster. He also had a couple injury things going on. And he was trying to find the best spot. It got very murky, especially after, I would say, Thompson came back, because then it's like he can't shoot, he also can't shoot. So these things overall fluctuated. But they got some things coming. And I do think that for a young player, the way that he looked in the playoffs, he actually held his own a lot. So like I think that can grow, in my opinion. I found that shot for Hart. Let me add that here real quick. I got y'all. Hart. Click here to add images. And let me just drag it here.
Because that's my only thing with Duran. I feel like he was healthy for the most part last year. He definitely played the games. I get it, new coach too, so that's fine. But like, what other bigs did y'all have last year? Like taking those minutes?
I mean, Beef Stew, which
Stewie, yeah. I mean,
he was good
defensively. Yeah,
I mean, Stewie played a
he
little
was
power
good.
forward too, right? Am
Yeah,
I crazy?
Yeah.
yeah.
But they realized
He's the
he was
4.
better utilized as a backup 5, actually. A small ball 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
looking
He
at it
ended up
now.
having more utility there.
It was mainly Beef Stew, Paul Reed, and Duran, but it's mainly Beef Stew as like the main force outside of Duran.
Mm-hmm. And with the Asar back in the fold, they really, because Asar, just because of like staggering lineups and stuff, Asar can get a lot of value at the 4.
Yeah.
So
And like I give him bail because he had to deal with the roster that he wasn't all the way familiar with. Keep in mind, Thompson missed like I believe the first 20 games of the year
Yeah.
because
The
you know,
clock.
so like it took some time. You know,
Yep.
Well, I'm
yeah,
cool with
I would
Duran
have
here.
during the 14. I would during the 14 too.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Wes, as far as your guy in Portland, I just have trouble with second year guys trying to understand where they're going to be. It also doesn't help Klingon that Portland drafted another center in the first round. I got to imagine that might cut into some time. I know what Klingon does, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's a couple guys. There's sadly one in LA and there's one in Utah that I think I have to look at before I look at Klingon.
Yeah, I like Kessler. I'm cool on Aiton until he shows me again. Like
That's fair. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it would be like pretty PO, but
Y'all gonna be
You
mad
know,
at my
man,
last pick, man. I swear to God, you're gonna be mad at my last
Yeah,
pick.
wait,
I know
Gifted.
it.
You're, okay, so your old man, is he also in LA?
No,
Oh wait, who's your old
yeah,
man?
he's in
in
Chicago
Houston.
though. For me,
Houston.
he likes Steve
No.
yeah,
He
man.
likes Steve I'm a Vooch.
I got Adams, bro. I'm sorry. I know it's gonna be like, all right, oh, this and that. The way this motherfucker impacted the game is why Houston were as good as they were, and I will argue is why the series went 7 in the first place. And I know it's very limited minutes. I get it, Derek. I hear you. But
You're just obsessed
shit
with
he was doing
rebounding,
to
man.
rebounds, yeah, bro. But
This is the
here's my
Golden
thing,
State
though.
fan
added
coming
to
at
their
you, by the way.
He had defensive value too, though. He did.
Listen,
a lot.
I just want to point out, Derek, I hear your point, but the reason why Real Talk can say, well, Operation Goon, he was the anchor of top 5 defense, is because of their triple big lineups, and Adams is the specific person that came in to impact that shit. Now, it might be hate because I didn't have a big Vucevic, and he's probably the best offensive option left on this list, but my God, I am low. Like, I'm super low on him. I can't lie.
Vooch slid to honorable mentions. So before we get there, like I will say Vooch made the list technically, but he slid.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Gifted. Yeah, like shout out to Steven Adams, like first team all teammate for sure. But I can't take a specialty utility player and put him in the top 15.
I hear you. But man, bro, like I'm telling you, they had like the best rebounding rate by miles when he was in the game. And I get it, but it's like, bro, they don't even hang in the series without him. I promise you.
Yeah,
I
just
hear
saying.
that, but I really don't want to cast shade on Adams. I get what he did, but the thing is, it was like, it was just a perfect situation.
It was
Like, because
it
we
was.
did,
I can't even. Yeah,
we didn't see Adams like all year. Like he was already a backup. He was just a vibes guy. Like beginning of the season, if you ask people where Steven Adams was on a team, how many people would know that? I don't know. Like it's great PR for him, but there's a reason they brought in a third center. It's not because Şengün stinks. It's they just want that like
Look.
utility.
I'm not even trying to hate Derek, but dead ass. I forget what game it might have been. Game 2 or 3. Like, bro, he would have moments where it's like, man, fuck Jalen Green, fuck Van Fleet, fuck Şengün. This motherfucker is the problem. But to be fair, if you zoom out from that, he is very much a role player and doesn't have the same leverage as I think Vucevic. So if you have him here, I can understand that.
I can't like
He just tanked so many lines for the Bulls last year. Like every time I watched a Bulls game, Derek, no bullshit. In the fourth quarter, he would get touches and fuck everything up for the Bulls consistently.
Oh, you're talking
Consistently.
about
I'm
Vooch.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like-
Vooch is an honorable mention.
Yeah.
So we gotta figure out who's 15th.
Well,
Okay.
with where we are right now, I think I will go Kessler. I think I'll go Kessler. If I'm
Would you take him over Gafford?
Yeah, I'm not high on Gafford at all. I think
Okay.
Gafford
Or
is a real product of Luka, and like just having a elite to borderline elite creator. His only good years have come with Luka and Russ. I don't think that's a mistake or coincidence. Rather, I would say a coincidence.
I agree with that. I think Gafford's a little better, but Wes is right as far as his best seasons and success. So I agree. I think Kessler has done enough in a bad situation to make me think that in a better situation, like the productivity would be there. He's still playing games. I think honestly he could have played more, but Utah was tanking. I don't think the defense is just empty stats as far as the blocks. And yeah, I mean, we're at the situation we are at, like, specialty players, like drop bigs, finish around the basket, not looking for a ton else. But I would go Walker here, and then there's 3 honorable mentions, and I there's a few. I do have a few names here actually. So I agree as far as Walker.
I'm trying to ask
Before
myself
we
if I'm
move,
taking
though,
Walker over, I think, Klingon.
I was
'cause-
going to ask you that. Like,
I don't know.
did you have Klingon on your list initially?
Oh
Yeah.
don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because I knew Derek didn't.
Yeah.
I did too. I had Klingon on my list initially. I thought so. Klingon
maybe
was
that- maybe.
actually, for me, Klingon was 13th.
Okay.
So, and I forgot about iHeart, so it just moved everything down. So Klingon
Yeah.
would still be on my list if that's the case.
Here's my thing, right? I'm with Derek on, like, it's hard to predict players in their second year. What I would say is they could not consistently feed him any minutes because they were paying Aiden so much money. And he started to figure things out right when they had to begin playing him again. I think with him completely gone, he gets to, for sure, be the big on a young nucleus of very defensive-minded players. And I'm going to be honest, I'm higher on what he can do offensively than Walker Kessler. I know we give Gobert a lot of shit. Walker Kessler is dead ass that bad at times offensively to me too. So I don't know. I think I trust him more as a passer. He's a bigger body. To me, he sets harder screens as well. And I've seen him be more of like I would say triple-double threat low-key some nights. So I would take him over Walker Kessler low-key for next year.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Okay.
Because Kessler's going to be in a contract year. I think, again, like that's the problem comparing a rookie season to a soon-to-be 24-year-old. It's tough for Klingon because it could go a bunch of different ways. And I think Portland will be a good defense next year. But like Walker's the better lob threat right this second. I think he's an absolute monster on the offensive glass, which you pointed to for Sabonis. Like, I think Walker was top 3 in offensive boards last year. And right this second, again, it's not really fair to Klingon, but like Walker's a better defender. If you want to just chalk that, I think he is. I think Klingon could turn into a better defender, but right this second, I can't take Klingon. I can't take 21-year-old or 20-year-old Klingon.
I think his value in the minutes he was on the court, granted, not a great sample, but I think he was more valuable in the minutes he played. But again, very small sample. But I think Klingon,
it's a wash
as a rookie, as a really, really valuable defender.
That's what I mean. Like Klingon doesn't have the best situation for evaluation because, like, Gifted said, Ayton stuck there, and then Portland was trying near the tail end, right at the same time when Utah stopped trying. So, like,
true. True.
it just
I
doesn't
mean,
help
yeah.
either case. I guess I'm leaning towards the more experienced player.
Yeah.
But as far as like that's the thing, they have very, very similar jobs. Like, please
Mhm.
be a drop big, please be a rim deterrence, grab a rebound, set hard screens, and roll. And right this second, Walker just does that a little bit better than Klingon. I'm fine with saying you take Klingon by the end of next season, maybe, but I can't do it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a guy on my honorable mentions that I really debated on having on my list, and I chose not to. But if I'm being brutally honest, and again, I might get laughed out of here, but I dead ass think there's a good chance Alex Sarr might be better than both of them next year too.
Very good name. Very, very good name. I think he got clowned a lot, and I
He
get
did.
it, for some of his offensive woes, but his defensive value, you saw it early, and it just got better and better as the year went along. So I'm not mad at Sarr because I think Sarr is interesting to his point. I think Sarr is actually more valuable defensively than both of them right now. After his
And like he got better a lot more offensively because again, I watched him a ton because I had him last year on my actual fantasy league team, and he started off like extremely rough offensively, but then towards the end, he really was like, wow, he's scoring 20-point games with okay, maybe 5 blocks here. Like size wise, I just think there's a lot of things he can do at a high level. So like, I won't be mad at that. It's just hard for me because we're not saying anything about Aiden, and I'm trying to like, okay, how disrespectful is that to Aiden? Because it's like he could look crazy next year with Luka too.
he disrespecting himself though, bro. Like and he's on my honorable mention, but
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, Aiden, there's no one to blame but himself. But again, I didn't have like Derek. I'll do respect. I didn't have Kessler ahead of like any of these guys that we're discussing right now.
Yeah, same.
So
Okay, well, let's vote for 15. It sounds like you guys want. Do you both want Klingon then?
I mean, I'm open to shifting. Like, if we can all get on the same page on a guy, if it's not Klingon and it's not Kessler, if we could get on the same page with the guy, I think we wouldn't get on the same page with Boots for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no.
Not
at 15.
Yeah,
Nah,
so
nah.
I mean, Aiden could
Can't
sneak
do that.
in here, yeah, that would be my next name that I'm looking at because I'm lower on Gafford than I think you all are, lower on Lively than I think you all are. We may be the same, but yeah.
I think the biggest case Aiden would have over all these names.
Edie had a really good regular season, but go ahead.
Yeah. I think the biggest boost Aiden would have over all these names, regardless of how much of a loser I think he is being in LA with Luka, and like he's going to make him look like a better big simply based off of what I know him to be able to do. And I still think offensively he has the skills. It's just, can his motor be all the way consistent? Because again, I think as an offensive talent, he's better than a lot of guys on this list. But the consistency of it, we didn't see. But to be fair, he was on a very bad team. So I could buy that at 15, but like I couldn't go any higher than that.
My range for Aiden was the highest I could go was 11th. The lowest I could go was off the list. So that kind of speaks to like the whole Aiden situation. Okay. But I agree that's like it's tough. I can't have him off the list for the simple fact that I do agree Luka and LeBron probably make him look good. Probably put him in good situations. There's a good chance it's not terrible. So by that notion, it's just easier to buy enough stock to say he should be within the next 4 names we say. So I think he's here. He doesn't have to be 15th for me, but he could be. Yeah, I feel like the next few names I'll read off. I had Ayton, Kessler, Jakob, Gafford, Vooch are like the last remaining names I got. So
okay,
because I had Jakob in my honorable mentions.
I had Jakob in mine too.
My next few were Klingon, Vooch, Jakob, and Ayton.
I could get behind a Klingon nod at some point. 15 just over Kessler just seems a little early for me.
I'll be honest
but
though, if I'm taking Klingon, I would rather take Sar at that point because I think Sar's offensive game, even though rough, I think the blueprint of what it is has higher upside than Klingon.
it does. I hear you, but that's a little cart before the horse for me because I agree. Like
Okay.
what it could turn into, yes. What it is right now, it's rough. And Washington
it is rough right now.
Washington's not going to be good next year. They got some talented pieces, and they've got a bunch of guys that can do stuff, but it's not. There's no glue yet. And Sar,
Right.
I also think scales to be more of a power forward. So, like, that's I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not fair. I get it. He played center
Honestly,
last year.
you're right
but
about that. You're right about
I
that.
didn't
though.
consider
Yeah.
him here for that very reason. I didn't even consider him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't put Sar on this list yet. Next year maybe, but not now. There's too many guys
I'm not
out
mad.
of ahead.
Okay. So then it seems like it would go between Aiden or Klingon in terms of like who's better next year.
You get some Malawak love? Nah, I'm messing.
But see, like
No rookies,
it's so
man.
funny
Sorry.
because I feel like if I ask Laker fans who would you rather want, Aiden or Klingon, I feel like some of them might say Klingon.
Yeah, they probably would.
Not just some. Yeah, I think most would say Klingon. I think the only people who would say Aiden are the people who are. The game's about a bucket. I at least
Right.
want someone who could. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think most of the guys would say Klingon. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like I think a lot of the guys we said like Laker fans would just take over because they don't want post ups. They don't want guys to, like go get a bucket like Aiden can. They
Yeah.
want someone to just dive to the basket, block a shot, and play games.
Yeah.
They don't care about anything else, and that they might not need to. If Luka, does like 2024 Luka and averages 35, I don't care about like 6 jump hooks from Aiden.
Yeah.
Like, go get it off the glass.
I feel that. I really do, man. Woo.
You have to
I'll go with Klingon here. I just feel like if Klingon goes here, just meet me halfway and get Kessler an honorable mention.
Oh, I was gonna switch to Aiden.
I damn
think-
gonna flip too.
Yeah, I think
All right.
Aiden at 15 looks better for the list, and then
Sure.
we can have those guys in honorable mention.
And it's mainly situation with what we've seen his height to be. Like, if he reaches that, I'm not gonna feel bad about that. If he doesn't, I'm done with this nigga for sure. Like, it's like, listen,
that
I'm
is-
sorry.
Yeah, facts. If you can't make it
If
work
you
with Luka
cannot
and
make it work with
LeBron,
Luka and LeBron, I got nothing for you, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Reeves for that matter. The
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Reeves,
Yeah.
facts.
the way Reeves snakes the pick and roll,
Facts.
utilizes the pick and roll. He also can get the ball to his bigs. He has a great situation offensively set for him. So if he can't provide some real value this year, it's
Yeah.
cooked.
For sure.
I'm not saying we have to introduce this name as that. I'm saying we can rank him here, and I'm fine with that. But I do want to say, like, we didn't bring up Ware at all. I'm not sure how y'all feel about Ware.
I'm cool for now.
Yeah, too early. Same
Okay.
thing I said. For the same reason I didn't have Klingon. It's like second year guys. I don't know what to make of. Ware's cool.
Okay.
He definitely has the tools. I would take Ware over Sar, but yeah, he just gotta wait.
And for what it's worth, like guys with motor issues, you gotta show me. And that's kind of why I had penalized Aiden and put him in honorable mention.
Exactly. That's
Because,
why it
yeah.
was low for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Khalil Ware can't have like as a rookie and in Miami motor issues. Come on, guy.
I ain't gonna lie, he really had some like crazy moments with that team too. I was very iffy on him because he would have nights where it's like, okay, did he play this game? And in the very next game, he'll have a strong like, and he'll play well on good teams. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was kind of there, but I think Derek's right. It's hard to grade year 2 players when they're not stars or like have that, I would say, ceiling,
Yeah, or have at least shown, hey, I have something like that. The defensive value in a large sample. to Derek's point. Like if Klingon,
Fair.
if they had moved Aiton last year, they'd be in Portland, and Klingon truly could have had a runway to show his defensive value.
Ain't cool.
Yeah. But all right, I'm cool with that. Now it's these last 3 names, man.
So then I think Klingon should be within honorable mentions. We didn't mention Al Horford. He's
cool
somehow,
but
For
yeah,
good
you know.
reason. For
Yeah.
good reason. Now he might actually be really effective in Golden State, but
if he's on Golden State, because again, I've had to wait 3 months.
I mean,
on this
no, if at this point, that's you mean to tell me you just tied your hands behind the back for the all season? You gotta add.
I
him.
would-
You gotta do something.
I would not be surprised, Wes. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised.
Look, man.
I'm sorry. This team traded Jordan Poole for Chris Paul and did not trade Chris Paul and let his shit expire for nothing, bro. I would not be surprised. I'm sorry.
And traded Jordan Poole, but refused to trade Kuminga, which is insane. Insane.
That's a great way. That's a great way to put that because that's facts.
Man.
Yeah.
Insane. Traded Poole because Draymond didn't like him and punched him. He had a down year, but for obvious reasons. And a guy who you've never gotten exactly what you wanted to get out of him. You don't believe in him to give him any money. You gave Poole, when people thought you were crazy for doing so, 122 and didn't. Hey, look, man, I'm a basketball fan. I promise you, I'm bigger than Russ.
Oh, there. We can't go one show without mentioning them, gotta
Nah,
say.
yeah,
I know
man,
chat did
nah,
it,
well.
but nah. Oh my goodness. All right, last 2 names. I need Walker here. I'm sorry. Like Big Utah.
I'm not mad.
I think he's done enough.
Yeah.
Now this last name, I don't know. There's a few directions.
Okay, listen. I got a real fast question for you. Okay. Don't laugh. Okay. Is Brook Lopez just cooked?
Absolutely.
Is it just over?
Yes.
Okay.
It is over.
Especially since he's a backup now. Like
It's probably
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
understand you with the Steve-O shout, but it's really hard for me to get backups up here, man.
I ain't mad at you for that. Yeah, that's
Especially
fine.
behind really good centers. And Zubac, nah, he'll be.
So by that logic, do we keep? I would say punishing Vucevic because he's like the best offensive player of any of these things.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, that's. I
he
feel
would
like
make my
Vooch.
honorable mention. He would make
Yeah,
my-
I feel like Vooch should be here. Because like I'm also thinking Chicago has like 6 guards on the floor. Like,
they do, man.
like
Say this though. Well, go ahead, continue.
I just feel like the Chicago, like the dream that Chicago had back in like Lonzo days, with like Lonzo and Caruso, like just being absolute pit bulls up front to help hide Vooch. Like that dream is shot to a degree right now. Because even when there's pit bulls, like it could be Dosunmu, it could be Matas, it could be a bunch of dudes. But by the time that happens, Vooch is going to be 36. So that dream is shot. But if Vooch was on it like any other team with like some semblance of defense, like that 18 and 10 on really good efficiency probably is cool. So I can't tax it any harder than it is right here.
I'm trying not to hate because, like, I called Derek mid-season and I said, Derek, yo, you got to tap in, bro. The Bulls are so fun to watch. And I'm watching the Bulls being dogfights every game, Wes, right? And I swear to God, in that fucking fourth quarter, bro, he just started touching the ball and doing dumb shit. I'm talking like bad turnovers, bad mid-range shots,
Bad
where
shot.
like
Yeah.
their backup big was better than him consistently too.
I think
which is,
Rod said
you
that
know-
in the chat. He said he not
Yeah.
the best big on the team.
Oh, the Knicks game, brother. I remember that game. It was
that is hilarious, man.
but the problem is, Wes, PRA. He gonna
Yeah,
get the
nah,
PRA.
that's
That's what I mean. Like those counting stats look nice
I
still.
can't ignore that.
Yeah, they still look nice.
My one shout was gonna
You know.
be like, I like
White side, yeah.
I like
yeah.
Claxton. If Claxton had been traded, I would be in. The fact that he's still in Brooklyn, can't get with it. I just don't see it. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel for him. My shot was going to be for one of the Dallas centers, probably
Mhm.
Lively, betting on that upside. And, I don't like D'Angelo Russell. I don't think much of him, and for good
He's the
reason.
guard version of Aiden.
Yeah, I want to say for good reason. I don't think much of him, but at the same time, when I look at the situation and the possibilities there that exist, I think he can make life. You know, it won't be easier than it was with Luka, obviously, but I think he can add some things while Kyrie's out for them, and I think Lively could still end up finding some really good value, being a lob threat, playing the pick and roll with D'Lo because we know he loves to do so, and then being a defensive cog with AD there, like the it's
True.
laid out perfectly for Lively and or Gafford to have a really good season because defensively they're with AD and then offensively they'll be with D'Lo and Kyrie. And then Flag doesn't hurt with what he can provide as a floor, conductor as well.
I like this conversation because for me, I thought about this too, Wes, and I'm like, there's no way Lively just has this phenomenal end of year stretch as a rookie player and then falls off the map. But a lot of it comes down to injuries. Like he just hasn't been available. And I'm hoping that changes for him this year because he is in the most optimal situation defensively to really, 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 really shine. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm still in Vooch, but just wanted to shout them out on the episode. So Mavs Nation, don't be upset. We see you guys. We recognize you guys, man. We think Lively still has a lot of potential and can definitely be on this list at some point. And shout out to the Grizz Nation as well because I'm an Edie fan. Know it was really rough in the playoffs, but for good reason. Rookie adjusting to that just environment. I think this year, although he is hurt, so we could be looking at a year from Edie that is rocky, but hopefully it isn't. And I did this that's more bumpy, not rocky, but whatever.
I mean, it could be both. Yeah, no, I feel like these other teams are going to get representation from other positions. They're fine. I don't think anyone's going to get destroyed. Chicago fans, I'm terrified for y'all though. I don't know who else you might get on this list. So this might be your mention. Sorry, Rob, but as he wants to come up in 1 second, man. No, I feel like I like this list. Look, I think next week / next show is going to be by far the most brutal list.
Oh, the Power 4 list, fuck, man. It's gonna be wicked.
There's going to be like damn near all-star quality players not making the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I can tell you, I'll give everyone a little nugget. What do we call? I'll foreshadow next week's episode.
Okay.
Lauri Markkanen will not be one of those that don't make the list for me.
Okay.
Let it be known, I am Team Lauri. Maybe one of the biggest Lauri supporters you will find out there, man. And I'm so grateful for what he's doing. And Euro right now.
Oh, they go fuck up get him off the Jazz, man. He does not.
I see what Wes is doing. I know he was on the Lauri train before OKC said, let's get a Gordon Hayward instead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I see it. Just put the good vibes out there. Lauri will find his way to Oklahoma. I get it.
I think we've all been saying Lauri for like the last 3 years, and it's just been Jazz of hell every year.
Yeah. Now he's got a whale contract. I don't know. Gonna be tough.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to Lauri. Yeah, no, next I don't know if it's could be this week. We'll see. Sometime whenever we get to the next list. I think power forwards is the hardest. I honestly haven't even begun to think about how many players we're not making. But we'll do it like the exact same style. So 15 guys, 3 honorable mentions. And yeah, if you see a favorite player in honorable mentions, don't be surprised. There's a good chance that's happening next week.
Yeah. I'll be a good stream. We have to choose a time next time. Real talk, I had to jet off a little bit early before we can fully maximize this list. I'm hoping that our next one we're able to get through everything because I know like it's gonna probably be maybe near 3 hours for the next one because it's just more talent. This shit really didn't have much talent, and we still had like a good little 2-hour stream. The next one's gonna be like talent through talent, where it's like we're gonna be fighting for players hard, like way more harder than this shit. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. I'm gonna put the post out for the top 25 under 25 list and also this list in the community on Twitter. Make sure to tap into that. I believe that's pinned somewhere in the room. But for now, oh yeah, my fault, Rod. Real quick, you can have your last thing and then we'll get it by Rod. That's fine. Sure. He's gonna probably shit all over his big, by the way.
Hey, did you get a thumbnail? I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut my camera off.
Oh yeah. I got our thumbnail. I actually made it like right before this too, so we're good.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
Bro, my question if Chet is what y'all saying he's gonna be projection wise,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't iHeart be tanked on this list? Especially with what we've seen in the playoffs, where Mark is very willing to take him out the game and not play him for long stretches. Like, why wouldn't he be tanked in favor for Duran or Klingon if Chet is going to be what he's projected? Y'all are saying it.
I
Bro,
guess I'll take
bro.
this first. I think he was tanked, which is why he's at 13, as opposed to a little higher. I think for me, because I think iHeart, in the best case scenario, I take iHeart over Miles and KP for sure, in terms of value. But that's just me. And then on top of that, I think there's just no good argument for anyone below him to be above him in terms of like quality of player right now. Like Klingon, regardless of like projection, Klingon's not a better basketball player right now. Neither is Duran. Neither is Ayton, Kessler, obviously Vooch. Like nobody below him is better at the game right now. So that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could project maybe a couple of these guys. Duran's probably the name I'm looking at the most. Maybe even, Ayton as well. To be better than iHeart, but if iHeart, I think reasonably is going to play 27 minutes a game at minimum and still do what he's doing in, an NBA Finals team, like at bare minimum a contender. I don't know. I think his value can supersede some others. So that's kind of my logic behind it. And because Chet won't be a full-time 5, like iHeart and Chet can coexist. And I think calling them both 5s is kind of fine. So I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing for like Allen. It's potentially the same thing for Cat. Low key could be the same thing for Wemby. If you think like a player like Olynyk is going to share the floor. And if you want to say Olynyk's the quote unquote 5 because Wemby's more versatile, I don't know. We're in an era now where like double bigs are kind of coming back in a way. So yeah, and I mean that's why some of these guys that like a Mobley could have been here, a Bam would have been here, but now they're 4s. So it's just the league evolution, and we're trying to keep up with it.
And also, Gift, did you know Zach Collins cleared this bum ass nigga Vooch? I don't even know why the fuck he's even in the.
I was watching it.
Like,
I was watching it. I get it, bro.
Gang.
I
He's a
get
bum,
it.
bro.
I get. Listen. You're 100% right. But I'm telling you, man, that PRA. You're not wrong in the games I witnessed. Because my guy, he was actively selling the Bulls in every fourth quarter. Like I will not tell you in any way or sense at all that you're wrong, Rob. But It's the PRA goes a certain way at some point, unfortunately. So
I don't want to I
know.
don't want to change the list really right now, but I did look back and there is a name I did like I mentioned him before and then completely forgot to campaign for him. Jakob. Should Jakob be over Vooch?
honestly, yes.
So, like,
the more I think about it, yeah,
I mentioned him like
yeah.
25 minutes ago, and then we didn't even bother to say anything after. So.
I was about to put the post out. To be honest, Jakob over Vooch is perfectly valid to me. I'm gonna add him right now to be
okay. Yeah.
So Vooch did get hold.
Yeah, there you go. Ra got his wish.
Where's Loon Dog? Oh, brother,
he's in New Orleans, right, Denver? I think he's in New Orleans.
Not to go to state.
Nah.
That's all that matters now.
Shout out to Yves Missy. I thought about him for a whole 3 minutes today.
I did think about him, but not for this list.
Just,
you know what I'm saying?
In general. So, thought about Yves Missy in general.
And that I was hearing the Zach Lowe podcast earlier, and like he was basically saying how confusing the Raptors would be, and I'm like, if Jakob can get back to what he did at a high level, they might surprise some people. Maybe like it's possible. They just look so level. Weird. Sorry, his version of a high level is what I meant to say.
Right, but like, is this not the high level? Is there a higher level?
I think defensively he was better the year before last year. I think offensively he looked better this year, but I think his defense wasn't as great. If he can marry those two, it'll be really good.
Okay. But yeah. I think that's the only thing. I feel like, this was nice. I don't know. I immediately tried starting the power forwards list and got to name 3 and just stopped.
Name 3.
I'm going to have to think about it. It's gonna be rough.
What? So it's what? Bron, Giannis.
Giannis is 1. That there's your spoiler for next episode.
Well, yeah,
Giannis is 1,
of course.
And then after that, I like
Giannis,
number 2
Bron,
should be
KD,
safe. Number 2, you know that I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna wait. We're not.
We're gonna wait.
Because man, oh man, Jelly. I will say Tatum will be on the list. We understand he is not playing. Well, more than likely not playing next season, but I think we
have
should
to put Tatum on
him.
there because we put Halliburton on there. So,
right, exactly. So he'll be there. I can't tell you where. I'm still thinking about it.
Wait, so you have Nurkic here representation, but not Mitch? No, because Mitch Robinson is Burley. You know,
Burley. Yeah, we already got some Burley ones. Top 3 power forward is easy. You say that now, Lorenz. You say that now. See, you say that, and that means a Hall of Famer's left off the list. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, chat. But I'm gonna bring this stream to an end. Chat. Make sure to tap in next week. Now that I have some PC issues fixed up, we will be live again on Playback and YouTube for next week. Heads up though, we are going to be transitioning the chat to more of a sub-only chat on Playback to make sure we can keep all the trolls out of the recordings. So feel free to comment on here, or if not, tap into the YouTube because that VOD will be up anyway for everyone, even if you're not subscribed. So that'll be dope. Shout out to everyone who came together to help us make this list. We appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna go make me some food and enjoy the rest of my day. Have a good one, y'all.
Peace, people.
They're reincarnated. We up out of here. Peace. Now, where is Playback so I can actually end the stream? We're gonna find it at some point.